Hello everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make croissant. For the ingredients I'll need 500 grams of refined flour, or you can use strong bread flour. I'll need 55 grams of granulated sugar, or you can also use caster sugar. Then I'll need 10 grams of table salt and 8 grams of dry active yeast. And I'll need 150 grams of warm milk and 150 grams of warm water, which I have mixed together in this measuring jar. And I'll also need 250 grams of cold butter for the sheeting. To start the recipe, I'll just take this bowl and add all the ingredients. Not all the ingredients, basically the flour, and the salt into it, and start the mixer. And then in this bowl I'll take the granulated sugar. Again, if you want to use caster sugar, it's totally fine. Just don't use icing sugar because it has a lot of corn flour into it, right? And then the yeast. I'll then add the liquid and mix everything. Now the solution is ready. I'll add it to the flour. And I'll make a soft dough. Now the dough is ready, so I'll just turn off the machine and remove the dough. And I'll keep all these bowls aside. And I'll take this tray and a butter paper. So I'll just arrange the butter paper like this and place the dough on top of it. Now I have to roughly shape it into a rectangle. And then I'll just cover it up like this, and then I'll refrigerate this overnight. Now I'll make the butter slab for the sheeting. For that I'll need a butter paper which I have folded into a section of 40 centimeters by 20 centimeters. You can use multiple butter papers if you want to, like one on top of another, but a single butter paper also works just fine. And I'll need 250 grams of butter. So I'll just open this up. I'm basically going to use this section, right? A 20 centimeter by 40 centimeter section. So I'll just cut thin strips of the butter and just place them here. Now the butter should be cold yet flexible like this. Now I just put the last piece. Now as you can see, I have covered the whole area, the 20 centimeter by 40 centimeter. Now I'll just cover it up and fold these so that the butter does not ooze out from the sides. Now I'll just flip this over and I'll use a rolling pin to basically make the butter block even. If you have failed to cover all the spots in the butter paper, this would be a really nice opportunity to cover everything, right? For example, as you can see, there is a gap over here, right? So I'll just press it lightly and the butters will fall into the place, right? Likewise, I'll cover the whole area. And now I have an even sheet of butter which I will keep with the dough and let it chill in the fridge overnight. Now the dough and the slab of butter has been chilling in the fridge overnight. So I'll just keep this tray aside and just place the dough on top of the table. Just little dusting on top and on the bottom. And I'll keep the butter slab aside so that the temperature rises slightly so that it's bendable. Right now I have to roll out the dough till it's 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter. Right. So 40 centimeter in length and 40 centimeter in breadth. And there is a little bit of mathematics involved in this recipe. Just measure this. Yeah, it's 40 centimeter by 40 centimeter. So I'll just take this slab and I'll place it in the middle of the dough. And I'll remove the butter paper. Just make sure all the butter leaves the butter paper and sticks to the dough. Right now I'll encase the butter in the dough. And seal it from the sides so that while rolling the butter does not ooze out. Now the parcel is ready. I'll just dust the top and the bottom of the dough. And now I'll have to roll it lengthwise until it is a little above 60 centimeters in length.
just a little more.
And now the dough is 62 centimeters in length, which is the ideal length for this. Now I'll just fold the dough onto itself and tuck this inside. Now this will go back into the fridge for 1 hour, and then I'll have to repeat this process twice more. Now all the 3 folds are done and the dough is ready to go into the fridge. So I just cover it up with some butter paper. And then I'll wrap it with some plastic wrap. And now I will refrigerate this overnight. Now this dough has been lying in the fridge for over a night, so I'll just take it out. And place it on top of the workstation. For this recipe, I just use half of this dough. And I'll keep the other half back in the fridge. And this dough can be kept frozen for up to a week. Now I'll just take a little bit of refined flour and on the top and now I will roll this out. Now the dough is ready for the shaping. For that, I'll just trim the sides and then I'll cut it into long triangles. And then I'll roll it onto itself and make a shape like this. And I'll do the same with all these. I'll just roll it onto itself and make a shape like this. Now all the croissants are ready, so I'll just keep a tray and keep like 5 of them on top, because these will rise and I don't want them to touch each other. I'll bake this separately, and I'll just wait for around 45 to 50 minutes to let them ferment, and then I'll bake them. Now as you can see, the croissants have fermented beautifully. Now I'll put them in the oven. Now while baking, they'll rise a bit, around 20 to 30%. Right? So I'll just bake them at 210 degrees for around 10 to 12 minutes. Now it's been almost 12 minutes, so I'll just take the croissant out of the oven. Yeah, they are baked beautifully. Now I'll just let them cool for around 15 minutes and then I'll serve them.